Well, another controversy about January 6th. How will it be taught, or how is it being taught in schools to our children? Guess what? It's already taken a liberal slant. The AP reports one teacher says it is fair to draw parallels between what happened on January 6th and the rise of fascism. How about this? Materials, let's see, provided by PBS. Warm-up questions for your class. Why did Trump supporters seek to forcefully disrupt the counting of the electoral votes? When and where did the insurrection take place? Yep, this is liberal teaching in America, but not everybody's comfortable with this, thank goodness. I'd like to bring in Tina Deskovich. She is a co-founder of Moms for Liberty. She is a former school board member in Brevard County, Florida. And also Tiffany Justice, co-founder of Moms for Liberty. She served on the school board in River County, Florida. Welcome to you both. How are you this evening?
We're great. Thanks for asking.
Thanks so much. Listen, Tina, first to you. How should January 6th be taught in school? I mean, it is a controversial issue. People have differing views on it. You know how I feel, probably. How should it be taught?
I think it's a little bit of a complicated issue. As we know, test scores on civics in America are dismal at best. I think 24% of American students are proficient in civics, and those scores have not gone up in the last 20 years. So explain to me how the teachers that have kind of been trained up in the last 20 years are going to teach civics properly to our children today. When they can't even get the basics of their constitutional rights. How are they going to understand what happened on January 6th if they don't even understand the First Amendment and the Bill of Rights?
You know, and Tiffany, why leave it to the teachers? I mean, look, kids have phones today. We can read newspapers. I remember when I was in school, current events was something you may or may not have done in social studies. I mean, it's not part of the core curriculum. Maybe we shouldn't teach it altogether and just focus on the Constitution and history and the basics. What do you think?
Well, I'd like for America's teachers to get back to teaching reading and civics, but I think there is a place for current events to be taught and discussed in school. But what we would like to see is teachers leaving their political bias and their beliefs out of that discussion. January 6th is a complicated day, and it's something that I think it's fair to discuss with children, but I like to talk about lemonade moments. I think it's an opportunity to really talk about what makes our constitutional republic special and important. Our children need to learn that they have the right to assemble peacefully and to have their voices heard. And so I don't want this to discourage, future children and people in America from standing up and speaking out.
If you listen to the fake news, they do a couple of things all the time. They call it a deadly insurrection, and they're talking not about Ashley Babbitt, and they use that insurrection word. They're not using it appropriately. I can't imagine many teachers. I mean, look, people are all over the map politically. I can't imagine them ever agreeing on one thing. Or maybe, Tina, we say, okay, we'll teach it from the conservative perspective for 20 minutes and then the liberal perspective for 20 minutes. Is that a compromise?
No, that's not a compromise, and it's not acceptable. Neither of those point of views should be brought into the classroom, to be honest. There's so much to learn on the basic principles of what America was founded on, why we were created, why the Constitution was written the way it was, why the Bill of Rights was absolutely necessary to be put in place. Tiffany's absolutely right. I mean, they need to understand they have a right to assemble. They have a right to bring their complaints to their government, and they need to understand that. And that's what the teachers need to focus on. We have chapters all over the country with Moms for Liberty, and our moms are forming groups and going to school board meetings and having rallies. And after January 6th, they had concerns, and watching everything unfold with due process not being followed and some other things happening in our country, they're starting to question, is it okay for us to go and assemble? Absolutely. And we need to make sure that people understand those rights and our children understand those rights. And it's the teacher's responsibility to make sure, along with parents, of course, to make sure that that's taught in the classroom too.
All right. Well, look, can you teach those things without going to January 6th? I could talk about January 6th all day. Don't get me wrong. But Tiffany, it is a divisive issue. Maybe it shouldn't be, but I think you can talk about the principles that Tina advocates and we all advocate, freedom to assemble, freedom of speech, all that stuff, without talking about January 6th. Is that a possibility?
I think it is a possibility, but I think, I watched you with your dad in the last segment. And what I would tell you is that children are seeing lawlessness all over this country, right? And we saw the riots that happened over the summer, and we saw the Chaz where people decided they were going to, live without laws in Washington. So to me, I think it's an important moment to, again, reinforce with our children what makes America special, what rights and freedoms we have. As parents, we have natural rights to direct the upbringing of our children. And I would pivot back. Parents, you need to be talking to your children too. What you mentioned with PBS, what they're showing, that is in our schools. That is government funded, but is also being used as teaching tools in our schools. So parents, you need to be aware of what's being taught, and you need to work to counteract that at home.
Tina, anything I'm missing here? Final thoughts?
Final thoughts are, we hope that everyone will go visit our website at momsforliberty.org and gather with us, gather with those in your community so that we can push back and fight back against this indoctrination. Our moms are finding all of this stuff in their children's backpack, and we cannot stand for it. We just cannot.
I love it. Hey, by the way, have you felt a shift after Merrick Garland came out and talked about, well, he sent a letter to the FBI, basically, and civic-minded people like you, some interpreted this as a warning shot. Did that kind of upset you? Did that trouble you, Tiffany, when that letter went out to the FBI of all places?
Absolutely. And I think that was an effort to chill speech, much as this is as well. And so, there is no doubt that our moms saw that come out, the NSBA and the DOJ. Merrick Garland still has not walked that back. Are moms in America the face of domestic terrorism? I do not think so. So I think we need to put these issues into perspective. We need to teach our children that violence is never the answer to resolve conflict. Right. And we need to come together as Americans and embrace the principles of liberty and freedom today.
Boy, I could go for a civics class right now. Thank you both. Thank you both very much. Tina Descovich and Tiffany Justice, momsforliberty.org. Check it out. We'll be right back. Bye-bye.